Y'all, I was muted this whole entire time. You've got to be freaking kidding me. Well, there goes the recording. That's great. To any VOD watchers, I'm so sorry. I was muted and I didn't know I was muted. And yeah, I had no idea. And I was trying to record a video and talk at the same time. I was talking about a bunch of different things. But I guess I'm gonna dive myself into this work. I really don't want to. I don't want to, but I really need to. I really need to. Um, okay, let me. Oh gosh, that's loud. Okay, I'm gonna sit here. I think I'm gonna sit here because I usually like keep this up and like lay on my bed and like. Wish I didn't have a headache. Oh, I'm annoyed. Okay. Ah, my head hurts. Okay, let's get this started. Let's get this started. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Clocking in. Takes a while to clock in. All right. And then starting timer. Oh, I forgot the music. Hi. Hello. I did my 30-minute batch. Let me see if we have chat. No chance. That is fine. That is fine, because it's just the last time I missed a bunch of chats and I felt bad about it, so I need to check. I think I'm going to record. So do this in a recording like fashion, so hope you don't mind that. Oh, I also need to turn the volume up, and then we will. I still have somewhat of a headache. Somewhat of one. Well, actually, it's a lot better than before. Let me. Hello, all. Welcome to more Megabonk. If you are new here, I talk about mental health and ADHD. I am doing a live at the moment, and I got done at my 30-minute batch, and I just wanted to talk and conversate. So, I recorded this video before, but I thought I thought that you could hear me, but I was on mute. I was on mute the whole time, so that was embarrassing. Um, y'all, welcome back to this channel. This past month, I've been talking a lot about my own mental health and things that have been going on. I've been trying to think through it, from med issues to financial issues to money issues, like, well, financial money to family issues. Just a lot going on, and I think like, the key of this channel really is just to um show other people how I think through things using, with my beliefs and with the therapeutic practices, and just wanting to show people that. And my ultimate dream for this channel, of course, is to, like, because I'm trying to get my master's in social work and I want to be licensed, and my ultimate dream is to, like, use this for, therapeutic practices, or like reaching out to people who have been in the same situation as I've been in, who are lonely, who are just living in this world, and, you know, need tools for how to cope and things, and need hope and things of that nature. Did I kill him that fast? That's crazy. Also, this is the smoothest that this has ran in a long time, and I don't understand why it's smooth sometimes and why it's not at other times. I don't get it. Okay, I got him. Gonna more focus on the weapon itself. But yeah, I did my first 30-minute batch, and I was like planning on doing a lot more work this evening, but like my meds wear off at around 10, and I take my nighttime meds at around 10 as well, so only have until 10, so I'm probably gonna do 1 or 2 more 30-minute batches, and yeah. Yeah. The reason that I'm trying to do overtime is not for money, is because I'm trying to, so I talked about the medication issue that I was having with the brands and everything, the brand switch, and it really affected me because when you take the kinds of medications I take, you're more dependent on them, and I'm very sensitive to medicine, so it's just a sucky situation, and it just sucks, and it just sucked, and I didn't know that could happen when you take a different brand of medications. So, so I had a friend help me with that through like calling pharmacies for the brand name medication, and she found it instantly, and I, for some reason, couldn't call because I kind of had that ADHD paralysis, and I just was like, I don't know, can you do it? And she did do it, and of course I paid her for it. Of course she wouldn't accept money initially, but of course I, you know, made her take some money. But anyway, neither here nor there. Um, But we got that done, and this Thursday, I'll be able to pick up a. I have to have a bridge refill because my regular provider isn't in. So this Thursday, I'm just hoping and praying that with this bridge refill, I will be so much better off because it affects the way, like, this whole thing, like, it's a weaker medication, so it affects the way that I talk and everything. It affects just the way that I'm trying to, like, even doing this. I haven't been able to record a proper video. Like, I know if people have been here long enough, they saw, like, I used to I post like every day or record and post every day, but recently not so much because I've just not been in the right mind space. So I'm trying to take charge of that. I'm trying to take charge of that through just mainly just trying to do the front loading because I don't want to, like, I want to be better about not using time off and things and flexing my time, so that's what I'm working over for. So hopefully I will have a nice airy day tomorrow and it'll go by quickly, and I want it to have 2 additional hours because I want it to, like, get off at 12, but one is fine. One is fine. Ooh, I'm kind of melting him. But yeah, it's kind of late at night, but I don't have to go into the office tomorrow. We start virtual in the morning, thank the Lord. Because I have to, even though I'm doing overtime tonight, I have to, like, do notes out the butt tomorrow. I have so much work to do. And I have to make sure, I hope I don't have to go anywhere tomorrow. I gotta check. If I have to go to the office, that's okay, but I'm just hoping I don't have to go anywhere. I better not have an afternoon care plan either. I better friggin' not. But I do feel better today. I think I feel better because I'm more hopeful that things will get back to normal. And that the week is just going on nicely and I've been getting through the days, and today was nice. I just yeah, this is what I was saying when I didn't know that I wasn't recording. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on staying alive. Today went swimmingly. It went swimmingly. Literally just got up in the morning, was in a better mood than usual. Supervisor wasn't here, so we just did team meeting together and saw a client in clinic, did some paperwork and things, and dropped the client's medication off, and then after lunch dropped another client's medication off, and only had like an hour left of the day and got that over with quickly. Second half of the day does, like, go by kind of fast. Like, the whole day kind of goes by. I only work 7.5 hours and that goes by fast. I think mentally it just feels like a lot sometimes. I think that's really just it. But yeah, I think that's really just it. Ooh, that's a lot. But oh my gosh, I want to get my bonus at the end of this month. I'm so excited. I really want to buy new games. I gotta stop spending money on DoorDash to get, like, I'm kind of relapsing into it again, which is the only sucky part right now. I'm kind of relapsing into DoorDash again, which isn't good. And I need to not do that. I need to not do that. And for financial reasons, and so I can get new games. I really want to get Final Fantasy 12. I know not a lot of people are gonna want to watch a Final Fantasy 12 stream, but I just want to play it for myself because I didn't finish it when I had my Nintendo Switch and I broke my Switch, so I do want the game again. And yeah, I'm gonna finish Tormented Souls. I'm gonna finish it. I was in a funk this weekend. I was in a funk. I think I was in a funk. Yeah, I was in a funk this weekend. And so I'm hoping that getting these medications back will get me out of a funk and I'll feel a little better. And, I just, I'm just ready to feel better, you guys. I'm just ready for this not to be a thing anymore. Like the brand name is pricey. It is pricey without insurance, but I'm just ready for this to end. And I've been praying about it, like, going like, Lord, please help. Like it's been that bad. Okay. I have some salad that I'm gonna eat in a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna eat it. Okay, I've got to go to the boss, and I've got to make sure I don't die when I go to him. I do not have enough regen. Are you kidding me? I have so many notes to put in tomorrow and today. I hope I get. Oh gosh, you gotta be kidding me. You're kidding me. You're just kidding. You're just kidding. You're just kidding. Ugh, gosh. Let me check something. Do I have something coming in tomorrow? Y'all wouldn't know, but y'all wouldn't know. Yeah, but my other brand, or the brand the medication that works for me. So apparently the brand I'm taking is the worst kind. And I have not been productive. I've not been wanting to do anything. I haven't been like nothing of the sort. Are you kidding me? He's not coming though. He's in the hospital. I'm not going all the way up there for him. He is in the hospital. He is not coming to this appointment. I gotta let the provider know about that too. Um, oh, that's annoying. That's annoying. But that's fine. That'll be fine. I just gotta go. I just gotta get up and go to the office. I'm just so lazy now. I just don't want to get up and do anything. I'm so lazy. I have all these calls to make. I'll make them Thursday. I'll make a bunch of calls Thursday. Sorry, I'm like in the mental. I'm like in a mental potato right now. I love doing these late night lives though. I guess I'll play one more match. Play one more match and then I'll. Oh my gosh. I gotta go in tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I'm really not that. I'm not like upset about it. Like, there are times when, hold on, let me. What am I trying to do? I don't know. Anyway, there are times when I'm like legitimately upset about some things. Like, if that client who's coming in, like, if a client's coming in at 8 a.m. or whatever, that client's not coming in. Like, if she says, oh, well, why didn't you? Well, he's not coming in. I knew he wasn't coming in. I was not going to waste my time because I'm tired most of the time. And gosh, being tired could get me in trouble sometimes. But what was I saying? No, I don't like. I used to get actually super ill about certain things. When I'm not on my mood stabilizer, I'm actually like genuinely ill sometimes about different things. Like, I have had a hard time going to sleep because of being in ill moods, but now I am better off for it. I'm better at wait, hold on. I didn't have my static off. I'm not uploading this. I'm not uploading this. Okay, I'm gonna re-record. Hello, welcome to more Megabonk. I am re-recording a video. I talk about mental health and ADHD if you do not know. And I just like to converse and have conversations. And I was talking about how my day went and things. And talking about like what tomorrow's gonna look like and what's not. So enjoy this video. Okay. But I'm doing a live, and so I'm gonna continue talking about what I was talking about. So yeah, I used to be more ill. I did used to be more ill regarding different things and have more anxiety, but no one I'm seeing tomorrow is anxiety inducing, so that's one good thing. No one should cause me any kind of anxiety tomorrow. Lightning staff. You ever like, okay, so I used to, before being on my medications, my mood stabilizers, I used to like have this feeling where I was like, oh, I didn't do good enough today, like that kind of thing, where I was like, I didn't do a good job today, so I don't deserve to like feel happy about the job I did or whatever. But whenever I'm on my mood stabilizer, I'm more of the notion like, oh, well, I got through it. Today went through without a hitch. Like, nothing really that bad happened, so we're good. We are good. That's kind of where my mind is right now. I'm like, nothing bad happened. Nothing that bad happened. Gosh, is this going well? Maybe I'm It's too early to tell if this is going well or not. But I have to jump on and do my 30-minute batch soon because I feel like I'm getting tired because my medicine's wearing off. And then at 10 I have to take my nighttime medicines and put me to sleep. Put me to sleep. And thank the Lord I don't have to be up early. I don't have to be up early tomorrow. So happy about that. So funny story real quick, and then I gotta do my overtime. Uh, so like I'll wake up throughout the night and hold on, let me check my peoples. Okay, I'll wake up throughout the night and like last night. So this is gonna sound so bad. I've had this. I've had this. Let me start here. So the mood stabilizers I take make your impulse level, like your impulses high. So like you're more likely to act on impulse. Like my impulses are getting DoorDash or like candy or food. Like I have this impulse in me that's like I need candy. I need candy. So I've ordered candy at night or I've ordered candy in general. And I have it right by me before I go to bed. And throughout the night, this is how I know how many times I wake up. I'll wake up and I'll just be fiending for candy. So I'm like, where's the candy at? And I'll be eating candy throughout the night. I mean, throughout the whole night. I'll just go to bed, wake up, eat candy, go to sleep, wake up, eat some candy. And I'm like, okay, this is not good for me. I can't keep buying candy. I need to cut back on candy and things. But it's just, I don't know why that became a thing. That hasn't been a thing. That used to be a thing at one point, but that hasn't been a thing for a while. Not for a while. I think I'm going to go ahead and do my next 30-minute batch so I can just get it over with. I just want to get it over with because I do feel the tiredness kind of coming on. The fatigue. A little bit. I love this background so much. It is so pretty. My gosh. It is literally one of my favorites. Okay, alright. Wait, where's my... Alright, I'm going to... Alright, clocking in. Oh, I need to put the music on again. Okay. Muting myself now. Hi. Hello. Ooh, I forgot I was still recording. Um, I need to take my nighttime meds. I finished my 30-minute batch for the night and I'm done for the night. I want to do more hours, but my medicine's pretty much worn off, I think. Um, Pretty much worn off. To anyone who has jumped in and jumped out, or like just jumped in just to say hi or whatever, or just to see what I'm doing, thank you so much. It makes me feel less alone. Um, these are not the right medicines. If I would have taken those, I would not. I was going to say I wouldn't be able to go to sleep, but they're so. Ugh, different story. Anyway, day number 8 on my mood stabilizers. Back on my mood stabilizers. I love the sound it makes when I close and open it. Okay. Okay. I have taken my medications and want to do some more game playing before bed. Before bed. Okay. I think I want to record too. I don't know. I'm so bad at making decisions. I need to clean my room. Hold on. Hello, all. Welcome to more Megabonk. I need to clean my room. I need to clean my room, and when I get back on my regular medications, my regular ADHD medications, I'm going to make that a mission. Also, if you're new here, I talk about my ADHD and mental health and things. So, if you're interested in any of that, please stick around. I also just talk about casual things in general, just conversational, um, while playing games and things mostly, or do like feelings check ins. And I haven't done a feelings check in, I have not done one. The reason is every time I sit down to do one, I just, I don't know what it is. It's because, okay, so I talked about the medication change that happened a couple months ago, with the brand change and everything. I did not know brand change could have you this messed up, but it's got me like kind of relapsed into depression and things. And me and my friend, we talked to the pharmacy. She helped me call the pharmacy and things because I didn't want to have to deal with them alone, because sometimes with some medications they're not very nice. So I talked to them, and yeah, and they affirmed, my doctor affirmed this too, but yes, a brand change can very much be the cause of foul moods. They can. And so they told me on Thursday, which I'm so thankful that like it'll be changed Thursday. So they told me Thursday to call them and to request the brand name. I don't know why I have to do it that way. And then they'll fill with the brand name. So I'm hoping, and I'll pay whatever cost they want. Just kidding. I won't pay above a certain cost. But I'm hoping and hoping that like the brand name will be super beneficial to me, because I've been I've just been lapsing on things. Like my ADHD has flared up. It's just flared up to the point where I don't even know what to do. Like I've just gotten to the point where I just, how do I explain? I'm just like, it feels like everything around me is a storm, and I'm just letting the storm do its thing. Like, I literally, without the Lord, I would not be able to get through this efficiently. Believe that I believe that God is good, and I just believe that like this is all purposeful. I believe everything's purposeful, but also just that it will pass, and it's okay. It is okay because I, yeah, I. It's been really hard. This month's been really hard. This past month's been real hard. Um, I'm kind of proud of myself with how I've managed it so far, though, when it comes to working, because I've pushed myself to work over and to have like hours to flex and things so that I can take a break tomorrow. I'm gonna take a break tomorrow after one, and yeah, I just want to take a break since tomorrow I still have to take that. So the ADHD medicines are more acute, meaning that they work fast. Um, so like it's like if you're without it for a day, you definitely notice, especially if you have to go to work. And I'm so sensitive to medications that if I'm working on a day, then I can very much tell. Um, it very much does affect me. Uh, but yeah, like this brand change, it's affected me to the point like I haven't been able to even y'all. I okay, so you're gonna get to see the way that I do these videos as well because I don't like that take. So I'm going to start it over and probably start over talking things again. Like, this is the way I do it. I'm like, whenever I'm just like, oh, I don't like it, I literally will start and stop over and over and over again. That's why I haven't uploaded a good video because I have not seen anything that I thought record worthy. So let's do this again. Hello, all. Welcome to more Megabonk. I feel like life is all over the place. I'm doing a live at the moment, so I'm doing this while doing my live. I'm trying to do lives more consistently, like um around 7 to 8. I did a live today because I'm working over, and let me make sure. Okay, I wanted to make sure my mic isn't muted, but I forgot to make sure the sound was on. Wow. Okay, that's embarrassing. Um, but yes, I so I talked about the change in my medications because of the brand change, and apparently a brand change in medications can really affect the way you feel. So I'm getting back on, well, not back on, apparently I'll be taking brand name for the first time on Thursday. On Thursday. So I am proud of myself for the way that I've handled things up to this point because I have like so the way I handled it was I did this thing called front loading. I call it front loading because I'm a big anticipation person. Like I like to anticipate a break. I'd rather work hard at the beginning of the week, have a break in the middle, and then, you know, have a break later or whatever. Like I'd rather just do it that way. And so I worked over yesterday and I worked over today, and I'm proud of myself because I really don't like working over. There was a Redditor who he he made this post, and his question was, what is something that you are proud of that you can't tell other people? And that for me would be working. Like literally, if I get through a whole workday, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself for not using PTO in a week, or I'm proud of myself for because I'm trying to not use PTO. I just want to work my work hours. Like when I work my work hours, I'm proud of myself. When I actually get through it, when I do it, when I meet my percentages and things and work hard. And I think like for me, some of my trigger is when I feel like I'm not do like when I feel like my mental health is getting in the way of my work week. That's a trigger for me. Unfortunately, is what gets to me really bad. So like Monday was tough, but so because of the brand change, it really affects everything. So what I was doing was I took my instant release in place of my um extended release medicines, and the extended release medicines are the ones giving me the issues. I ran out of instant release, and so I didn't have a choice but to take the extended release ones, but they suck, and they're like not really as helpful. They are, but like I think just my body knowing like being dependent on these medicines and knowing what they're used to, which is why I say, and I told a friend this too. I talked to her about this. I was like, yeah, I'm really of the agreement that you should not. This is my personal opinion. You should not take medicines. It's between you and your doctor. You should not take medicines if you even have the inkling, if you're like, I think I can manage life without this, but if you're so the reason I started taking medicines, I got to the point where my life was miserable. Anytime I've been put on a medicine, so first medicine I was put on, I it's not like I sought out medications. What happened was I went to where did I go? Oh, so I took a day off from work when I worked at my other job, and I was having like, trigger warning, not wanting to be here thoughts. And I called one of my older friends, she's like 10 years older than me, and I told her, like, I was pretty much at the point, I was like, hey, like, I was gonna, well, I didn't call her, I texted her, and then she called me, and I was trying to tell her pretty much, I'm trying not to be dramatic, but it was pretty dramatic. I was like, hey, it would have never worked. Like, or pretty much saying like me pushing through life isn't working, and it was always meant to be this way, something like that. And she was like, you need to go to the, you need to go sit with a friend, and you need to go to the doctor. So I found a friend to sit with, and I made a doctor's appointment. And yeah, like that's why I got on my antidepressant medicine, and then I noticed a difference. And I got on my anxiety medicine too, and it really helped. It really helped. Like it did. I noticed a difference with that as well, and didn't realize I even needed medicines. But after that, I was like, how did I go through life without medicines? Okay, and then the next batch of medicines, which are my ADHD medicines, and I'm not taking the anxiety medicine anymore. I'm taking pretty much the mood stabilizer in place of anxiety. And wait, that's not true. I am taking another medicine in place of anxiety, and uh, that's a different batch from my other ones. If they make me an affiliate, if the medicines that I take that are random, if the medicines that I take that I pay for, if they make me an affiliate, I'll tell you what medicines they are. Um, but yeah, I just don't want people thinking like, oh, this medicine works for this person, or this medicine was sucked for this person, or whatever. I don't want people to be influenced when it comes to medications, because I feel like there's too much of that going around, too much of that, and it's just adding into big pharma, in my opinion. In my opinion, But So second batch of medications, I didn't know I had ADHD. I had a friend that was like, "I think you have ADHD," and I was like, um, I don't know, probably. But when I was a little girl, I was diagnosed with ADD, and I probably thought it. I think something in me thought it might have been a misdiagnosis, um, or like they probably didn't know what they were talking about. But it was not. It was not. Um, I was going through a tough time because I moved to Nashville in 2023, I think it was 2024, 2023. Um, and I realized I realized this at some point in life, but I realized because when I lived with people, living with people is like kind of a reflection in a way. Like I don't know how to best explain it. It's like a mirror to yourself. Like I'm not married or anything, and I've never been in a relationship, so well, I was gonna say I've never really been in one. No, I've never even dated before, but but it's another story. But like, I am not killing him fast enough. But like, my friends were like, you need to go get your medications looked at. You need to go to the doctor. And at the time, I was like, what is that gonna do? Well, in my head, I was like, I don't think that's gonna do anything, but I'll do it. So I went to the doctor. Um, and I was like, yeah, I take these medications, but I'm having issues with this. And I did the little depression test thing. I had used to have to administer it, the depression and anxiety test thing, and ooh, I cannot talk. Mine usually, my scores usually on that aren't really the best, but but so she sent me to one place, and that place took a long time to get back to me. And also, I didn't really want to go there. I don't know why. I don't remember exactly why. Um, yeah, I don't remember why. Because I did an exam with that place, and they're like, "Oh, well, you can do this test on this day." And I don't remember why, but I told my doctor I wanted another place, and so she sent me to another place. And I remember, and so I knew I needed the help. And when I went there, I told the doctor, like, yeah, I think I want to talk about like anxiety, depression, and ADHD. So I didn't even know that they specialized in ADHD at that place. Like he had me, it was just a blessing. He had me take the test, and he was like, "Yeah, you're pretty much severe. Like, you've got it bad, pretty much." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I actually really tried hard on that test too. And right away he was like, you know, giving me medications, and I was like, "Okay, well, all right." And so, oh, darn it. And so I started back on the medications um, that I took when I was a teeny, teeny tot, when I was a little kid, which I didn't even know it was that medicine, but he put me back on that. And so it was like a low dose, so it wasn't really doing a lot. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. This is doing okay. And I wanted to take it in the afternoon because my afternoon burnout was so bad. But I got to the point, I just remember staring at the ceiling because, trigger warning again, I had the not wanting to be here thoughts like a lot, a lot, a lot. My burnout was awful. When I went, when I went home, when I went home, the only thing I would do was just go lay down, or if I felt like I had a bad day, which was more often than not, like I put my dopamine in work, um, and I didn't know that wasn't normal. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. I've talked about it before, but um, I put my dopamine in work, and when I didn't feel like I was doing a good job, actually anytime, it was just especially when I didn't feel like I was doing a good job. I would go home and I'd have no energy. I would go lay in bed and get DoorDash and watch videos and stuff. And if my roommates wanted to do things, I really didn't want to partake most of the time because I was miserable. Like, I do things sometimes, but sometimes I'd back out because I was miserable. We used to go to house church with with a group of girls, well, women, and well, a group of women really. And when I was doing house church and they were asking me how I was doing, I was like, I'm miserable, like I'm depressed, like I'm not doing good. And it was because of work. Like I'll talk about that in a little bit because that's going to be hard to explain. But I just remember I remember I was laying in bed one day and I was praying and I was like, I'm miserable. It literally just hit me like that. I was like, I'm miserable. Oh my gosh. And I told a friend that I was like, I'm miserable. Like it was just a revelation. Like, and I knew I was seeing my doctor at the time, so I was gonna tell him like, hey, I need help. And I didn't tell him I was miserable, but I did tell him like I was asking like, hey, can I take the medicine in the evening? And he was like, I got you. And he put me on a morning and evening dose. After he did that, I don't remember exactly when the effects of the medication started like becoming evident, but it made me realize that I had really poor emotional regulation and it put a lot of my emotional regulation issues in the back. Like a lot of my emotions, like it would go in the back and it wasn't perfect, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but those emotions would go to the back and I would just, be able to work. Be able to work and be able to do what needed to be done. And, because I used to, so, gosh, I was not doing well. So we used to have morning meetings. We still have morning meetings, but after the morning meetings, I would just get this feeling of I hated doing daily meetings and I didn't know why. I had no idea why I didn't like doing daily meetings because at my other job we didn't. It was because there was this thing in my head. It was like I was being told like, "Hey, everything that he's saying that's wrong, that your supervisor is saying is wrong, it's about you. You're the one doing something wrong. You can't do anything right." Like I always had this underlying anxiety like I can't do anything right. I'm always in trouble. Like I'm not doing okay. And I've come very far from that, and I'll tell you why. So that actually took a place in the back, and I noticed my not wanting to be her thoughts decreased. Life got like a lot better, but like um it like he put me on a better then he put me on a different kind of medicine later. I don't remember why. Oh, I remember why. It's because he tried to put me on this one. He tried to put me on one medicine, and trying to remember. Yeah, they had to call around to pharmacies because they didn't have. I didn't know that like pharmacies had issues with having certain medicines until I started taking ADHD medicines, and so they had to call around for a pharmacy that had this particular medication, and I was like, okay, and I started taking it, and I told them like, hey, like this one's really good, I really like it, and I didn't know it was like this brand name type medicine, which I took a certain I took a what do you call it, a branch of one of these medicines, and not particularly brand name, but I would take that medicine for about a year, and it was really, and it is really good, and would help me with my burnout after work and everything. And I was like, this is changing my life. Like literally, I would not, I did not do anything after work. I barely did anything. The only time I actually did things were like for some reason nighttime. When nighttime came, I was more active to do things, and that was only because for some reason at nighttime I got this relief of pressure because I felt like no one expects anything of you of nighttime, so 'cause I would always get this pressure of productivity after work, even though I just had no energy to do anything and I had all these thoughts in the back burner. And it's like when I'm talking about it out loud, I realized how bad it was. Like, I didn't even know I had ADHD paralysis or task initiation paralysis or anything like that. I just knew that, like, after work, I got so burnt out that I didn't want to do anything, not even anything fun. And I wouldn't even be doing this channel if it weren't for my medicines because I, like, wouldn't have the energy for it. Um, I just wouldn't. But then, uh, trying to remember, and it just made me realize, wow, I really do have a problem now with the medications. Because I've been on them for like over a year. They come with their own sets of problems, like that I didn't really think about, like pharmacy issues. Um, what else? Like pharmacy issues, maybe issues where like not having them feels really really uncomfortable. Um, and there have been times where I just thought about not even dealing with the medicines anymore. But I always have to remember, like I'll pray about it for one thing, and I always have to remember, like, hey, like were miserable. You were miserable before your medicines. Like, it's not like you're gonna get off the medicine and feel better. You're gonna get off the medicines and feel like a piece of crap. Like, I was miserable. I did not feel good before the medicine. So I was like, you know what? I'll take this hard. I'll take this hard for the pros. The pros of this is I get to live a regular, normal life. I get to, like, live. I get to live pretty much. And well, I genuinely believe, because I would be praying a lot about these medicines and everything, and I believe that the Lord led me in this direction, and for me personally, and it was just really good. And so later, I still had emotional regulation issues, and TMI. A lot of it was hormonal. Um, Around certain times of the month, I would get very emotional or feel this underlying um, stress that made it hard to make phone calls. And it didn't matter if I took the medicine, like, it didn't matter what I did, that stress was still there. And I've always had thoughts of self-harm, but there was something relational that happened at one point regarding a friend. And it wasn't really anything that she did. Like, she didn't do anything. It's just certain thoughts from the past and things were coming up. And trigger warning, I uh, self harmed. And I, like, that was like the first time I did that. And I would self harm a couple more times after that. Um, and I'm sorry, like, did I say trigger warning already? Oh, I was like, why am I not being transported? I haven't even beaten him yet. But yeah, I hate admitting that sometimes because I never know how some people will react. Like, I don't tell people. The only people that know are my two closest friends, and I mean, my parents do now, but we kind of had like a spat argument. It's not really something I talk about because I don't even, it's like one of those things where, like, I don't even know why I did it. but or why I did it the other times too. But like, it's something I still struggle with, like thoughts of and things. But then I told my doctor about my, my hormones, and I was like, yeah, I'm. Uh, well, the only reason I told him about it was because my friends asked me to. Like, I did not want to tell him about like having any kind of thoughts of self harm, or I didn't want to tell him about my self harm at all. And I didn't. I told him I have thoughts of self harm, and he was very, very kind. And he put me on the mood stabilizers, and I took them, and I realized, wow, this feels like a bucket of like cold water. It felt like a bucket of water over my brain. Like, now there are downsides to the mood stabilizers, um, but the pros for me, y'all, for me. Now I did he did tell me to break it in half on for a lower dose because it does make you feel kind of flat sometimes. That medicine is no joke. I take the lowest dose, and it literally had me wanting to tell people about this medicine. I was like, listen to me. If you're struggling with this, take this medicine. But like, a lot of people don't have a good experience with that medicine. But it, I was like, shoot, people always talk about this, but they don't talk about this, and it's just, yeah, a lot of people have a poor experience with it. But anyway, I didn't. I didn't. I had a very good experience. Um, like, only mine matters. Nope, no. Like, I had a very good experience with it, and it made me realize a lot of things. Like, and my point in telling the story is to, again, to show, like, hey, where I got to the point each time I got a new medication where I was just miserable, where I had no choice, or not no choice, I should say. I just where I was to the point where, how do I best explain it? When I was in a crisis, pretty much, and I start the medicines. Now, if you feel like you're prone to a crisis or anything, I would say try just go ahead and avoid it and take the medicine. Um, it's between you and your doctor and your therapist and their advice and everything. I just caution people because I know people like the side effects. Like, the side effects are no joke sometimes. Like, like, if I don't have my mood stabilizer, I go back to the way I was before, and that's not a fun feeling. If I don't have my ADHD medicines, it's really hard for me to work. It's really hard for me to do anything, actually, because I take a good dose of it, and I'm kind of heavily medicated with a lot of medicine, so it's just, what was I gonna say? But yeah, after I took those mood stabilizers, I realized, I was like, wow, I really have a problem. I've always had a problem. And my life has been ruled by like emotions and my thoughts of people. Like, that medicine, it just makes you not really, it makes me not really care what people think. Because I used to call it sticky brain, where like everything someone did, a way someone looked at me, anything embarrassing that I did, like any ounce of self hate, like, would just create this infestation in my brain that would make it to where I felt paralyzed and just would spiral, and I'd take off work days because of it, and just I just get to this point where I just couldn't handle, like, felt like I couldn't handle things anymore. Oh my gosh, are you freaking kidding me? That's okay. Yeah, I just got to this sad point where I was like, I can't do it anymore, and my emotions are good, obviously. obviously they're good, but just the way that mine worked, like from college, high school to college to adult life, just the way, like, even with my loneliness thing and stuff, like, I don't spiral into loneliness. Like, a friend might do something or say something to hurt me, or not to purposefully hurt me, or something that could potentially hurt. And then after that, I would just kind of sit with an emotion or sit with a feeling and not really let up on it. And it would just, I'd spiral. Like, the way I explain it is like hooks. Like, whenever something would happen that can make me spiral, it would just feel like it was under my skin and felt like it hooked me. And I just felt like I was falling down and down and down. And it was to the point where I was like, I probably need to go to the hospital. Darn it. It was that bad. It was that bad. It was very interesting to go through because I just didn't understand. I was like, I don't understand my emotions. Like, I must just be a bratty person, must can't handle life or handle rejection or things. And I didn't know I struggled with rejection sensitivity dysphoria as well. Like, and mine's is bad. Like, if you get to the point where you're harming yourself or you're thinking thoughts of not wanting to be here, you probably do have rejection sensitivity dysphoria. And I didn't even know that was a thing. And that's actually a big part of ADHD too. I didn't know that either. Just emotional and relational things. Like, mine was always um, relational issues and concerns. But I just wanted to talk about that. My brain is getting tired. I'm probably gonna have to lay down in a bit, but I just wanted to talk about that and bring some light to that, because it also reminds me why I take medications. Because sometimes I'm like, why do I take medications again? And then, because I'm one of those, and I've done this before, where I'm like, maybe I should stop this. And then I stop it. Like, I tried to stop my mood stabilizer one time, and I was like, never mind. I was like, I can't believe, like, sometimes I'm the one who caused my own issues. Like, I did not pick up my mood stabilizers in time. Last week, I think it was. Yeah, it was last week. And on Tuesday, when I was going back to work, I had this underlying stress, and not really anxiety, but this underlying stress that wasn't necessary. I knew that I wasn't going to have a hard day tomorrow, the next day. But my brain and my body and my nervous system was like, yeah, you are. Tomorrow's going to be awful. And it affected my sleep and everything. And so when I got back on the mood stabilizer, I was just so. That's why I keep saying, like, oh, it's day 5 on back on my mood stabilizer. And today is day 8. Just to remind myself, it was just to remind myself, like, hey, Brittany, days add up. Like, you can, because I do this thing where, like, I just give a medication for a day, and then it turn to 2 days, and then, like, I'm like, okay, I gotta take my medicine, but then it will turn to 3 days because I'm dumb and can't find it anywhere, and sometimes I get super depressed too. I've gotten depressed to the point where I don't want to take my medicines. That's happened before too, but yeah, I have indeed had those issues before. I have indeed. Also, it's like 10:40 at night right now, or 10:50, I don't know. Oops. I don't have to get up tomorrow Well, I do have to get up, but I don't have to get up and go to the office tomorrow, so I'm just taking advantage of that. I don't. You know, I took my medicine at about 10, so I'm gonna lay down in a bit. I gotta move stuff. Hey, Sweepy. Hi, Sweepy. Oh, I don't want to stop playing because it's so smooth. It's like not glitching like it was before. I was trying to play during lunch, it was glitching so bad. But yeah, I think I said this before, but on Thursdays when I pick up my medicines and get back on the brand name, not back on the brand name, but take the brand name. So I'm hoping I'm hoping that's part of my issue is the brand not having the brand name medicine. Um Cause oh, I was gonna get back to this. So I later at one point, I don't remember when exactly, but I was on my I was doing really well. I was on my mood stabilizer and my ADHD meds and just my other meds in general, and I was like I'm doing very well. Like I was doing very well, and I took that test again, the depression anxiety scale test, and I noticed like to a lot of them I put like not at all. Like it's asking like, "Oh, how often do you have this issue?" And I'm like to like pretty much all of them I put not at all, and I was like, "Wait a minute." It kind of hit me. I was like, "I usually don't answer like this. I usually answer, you know, sometimes or most of the time or whatever." And that's when I realized like when I'm like these medications really have changed my life for the better, because the worst that happened was feeling flat on the mood stabilizer, but I was like, wow, if that was the worst that happened, it really wasn't that bad, because I, gosh, I'd rather go back to feeling the way I felt back then than the way I feel now on the non-brand name. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get all my medicines back in order, so I can feel kind of normal again, the way I felt when, like, and sometimes I think these situations happen to show me like, hey, you need the medications. Like you were doing very, very well. Like there were days where I was like, wow, today was a good day, that kind of thing. Or even if whatever I considered was a bad day before happened, I'd go like, well, today was a good day, you know. But uh, I think I'm gonna go lay down. I think so. To get my hands off the keys. I think I will in a bit. Hmm. Not leveling up well. Yeah, but I'm excited for tomorrow. I'm going to take off at 1. After 1, I'm just coming back and playing this game. and then just going to chill out tomorrow, just take a break since I worked hard. But oh my gosh, I just can't stop. I can't stop, but I'm actually feeling like my medicine's wearing off, so I actually feel kind of bleh. It's like now it wants to act smooth when I have to go to bed. But I do have to go to bed. I thank you so much for watching this. Thank you again, and I will see